Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV now on YouTube on Good Morning India today. We give you 5 stories to vote on, and let's go see which are the stories that have gathered most of your attention. Let's look at the poll figures at this point. The most number of votes have gone to stubble fires in the Supreme Court verdict on that. Lots of observations made as well. 46% of you have voted on that, so we'll discuss definitely that in detail. Number 2 story to be voted upon has been the Delhi pollution being very poor. Western UP even worse than Delhi this morning. That's also gathered attention and got a lot of interest from you. Apart from that is Sonia Gandhi ruling out support of Shiv Sena in Maharashtra. So where does the Maha deadlock go from here? And also then towards the end comes the odd even impact. Today is day 2 of that, and then Tamil Nadu onion prices. So just to give you the big picture on pollution this morning was a slight improvement in the quality of Delhi air. From the severe category, we went to the very poor. Not much to cheer about, but at least it's a slight relief. The contrary story and the parallel story to this has been that Western UP has actually seen an increase in pollution levels. Why is that happening? And has odd and even got anything to do with it? Because remember, today is the second day of odd and even. Supreme Court had a lot of things to say about that. Let's go and get a word from Divya on that. Divya, since morning we've been talking about how Delhi, slight improvement, no reason to cheer really, but a little bit of improvement. And for Western UP, something to worry about. The political parties, Aam Aadmi Party at least, will say, well, odd even successful. But that's not the story, is it? Because weather has got a huge role to play. Tell us about that.
Absolutely, Sona. So to begin with, the fact that the weather is responsible for the way that spike we saw on Sunday, because little rain caused more harm and damage than no rain whatsoever. After that, that weather system, that western disturbance stayed on in Delhi yesterday, and that is why pollution levels were in the severe. But by the evening, that weather system was moving towards Kanpur, towards Lucknow, and that's why there was no sun in Kanpur, Lucknow yesterday. And of course, the situation even there, the situation is going to start to improve from tomorrow. But we have another western disturbance coming about, which means if it rains properly, pollution levels will come down. But if it doesn't rain properly, then again we'll be back in the severe category.
So this slight rain being more dangerous than no rain at all. Tell us about that phenomena. There is a bit of an acid rain formation that people are talking about. Explain to us how that works.
So when there's little rain, it causes a lot of moisture in the air. And when there's moisture, pollutants get stuck. And that's why the pollution count goes up. Now, we already have Delhi's pollution because of construction, because of garbage burning, unpaved roads, and also the traffic congestion. So there are various factors that add to the pollution. Now, what we already had was stubble burning, which was going up to about 44%. It has come down in the last 24 hours. We've seen it was about 14%. Today, they're saying it will be about 12%. So the intrusion from farm fires, that has come down. Also the fact that we had, the pollutants that were already in the air because of Diwali. Even up to Sunday, I heard firecrackers. So all that mixed with Delhi's existing pollution, that and the weather turning hostile, which is why we saw that spike. Now, when there'll be again, if it doesn't rain properly, then again there's moisture added. And again, the good part about it is that construction has been bad. And if anyone has been caught violating that, they have to pay a fine of 1 lakh rupees. And if you're caught burning garbage, for that 5,000 rupees is the fine.
A lot of people on our poll today have wanted to know about these farm fires and the entire phenomena in both the states. So at the moment, we're looking at a situation where Delhi ruled by Aam Aadmi Party, Punjab ruled by the Congress, Haryana ruled by the BJP, and UP ruled by the BJP as well. So all parties have to give a bit of an explanation. Above all, the union government has to give an explanation. Now, on the farm fires, the Supreme Court yesterday set out some very clear guidelines, correct? They said that this has to stop now. They've fixed responsibility with the sarpanches. They've also fixed responsibility with the SHOs in the area. But this morning, and I just want to add this, our colleague Ghazali, who's been reporting on the situation in Punjab and Haryana, said that he actually went to a farm where the farmer burning stubble caught on air was actually from the family of the sarpanch. So, A, there is no awareness on the ground, and B, there seems to be a clear violation and people just not ready to follow the norm. significantly, you've been looking at satellite pictures from NASA, etc., throwing us cues on where exactly the concentration of farm fire is. Is it clearly which states are the ones which are throwing up most of those images, and where are we seeing the most concentration of these farm fires?
So yes, in Haryana for the last 10 days, we've seen that pollution from that side is coming lesser. The farm fire count has gone down in Haryana. Surprisingly. But in Punjab, it's as much. And it will continue till the 15th of November. And the problem is that only 30% of the farmers have burnt their farms so far. That's stubble burning. 70% is still to burn. Those stubble burning will continue. Wow. So it's the situation.
You're saying the process has just begun.
Yes, and it will continue till the 15th of November. And they feel they don't have a choice. They have to burn the stubble because they have to sow the next crop. So they have a valid point because they don't know what to do. That's for the government to provide measures so they ensure that they don't do this. You understand?
So this could just be the beginning of the problem. If you look at farm fires isolatedly in this entire air pollution phenomena, this is just the beginning of the problem. That's very, very troubling.
Well, it is going to continue, like I said. And for now, we have farm fires as the biggest problem. Last year, what we saw, there was this episode of smog, which happened actually during Christmas, from Christmas to New Year's. So, and that time they were talking about, bringing about the odd even again, which they didn't. So, the problem is going to last through winter. Right now, the focus is the farm fires because they're contributing. Now, the contribution's coming down. But this time around, we had 3,170 farm fires already on a particular day. So, it's just going on increasing. It's not decreasing. Let's just hope that there is some solution that we can collectively bring about.
Talking about solutions, we also spoke with Manish Sisodia this morning on Good Morning India, and we spoke with him about the measures the Delhi government is taking. One significant criticism, if we can call it that, of the odd and even scheme has been that there were too many exemptions.
Exactly.
And one significant thing that even Supreme Court pointed out yesterday was that two-wheelers, till the time they are exempt, the impact of odd and even will not be seen in a very big way. So, but he put out his limitations as well. He said it is not practical to ban two-wheelers because the public transport system at the moment cannot take that much pressure. Just to understand this very clearly on how much of the exhausted air in Delhi is contributed through these two-wheelers.
33% of the share is three-wheelers and 10% are cars. So when you talk about the contribution now, because of the engine size and the kind of pollution that they make, it's equivalent, it's similar. It might be slightly more as far as two-wheelers is concerned, but it's similar to the kind of emissions that we have from cars.
Right.
So if you remove the two-wheelers from the odd-even formula, that means that the pollution is still 50%, right?
Right.
So it's not really, and obviously you also have the exemption of women. And yesterday I was out on the road and I saw people actually violating this rule. So there were men driving with an odd number plate, and they just didn't seem to care.
Are you suggesting there is also a sense of apathy on the ground, that people have still not woken up to the idea of how dangerous the air is? We spoke with a doctor in the morning who said that he's come to a point that he actually has had to prescribe steroids to his patients because they just don't know how to deal with air pollution at this point.
Well, to begin with, they shouldn't have been bursting crackers. And it didn't stop them from bursting crackers. It happens every year.
It's come down significantly,
and
but still not enough.
They have continued even on Sunday. They were continuing when it was so bad. It was the worst day in the last 3 years, and yet they were bursting crackers. So it hasn't stopped people. People were violating. I mean, the kind of fine that they'll have to pay if they're caught is 4,000 rupees. And that is a lot for anyone in Delhi to be paying that kind of money for violating. It's cheaper to take an Ola or an Uber and get to wherever you have to get to.
But then the criticism of Ola and Uber is that some of them are also diesel run and the rest of it as well. Well, clearly there is no one-shot solution in sight at the moment to the issue of air pollution. What we're really hoping for and what we've got our eyes on now is what happens in Supreme Court tomorrow. Remember, yesterday when the Supreme Court heard this matter, they invited the state governments. In fact, they asked them to come and report to them on Wednesday morning with the Chief Secretary's report on all the 3 states, the most impacted states in the country, and tell the Supreme Court what is it that they have done to bring out solution. What is it that the states respond to, and what exactly are the mechanism that they put out in front of Supreme Court is going to be very, very important to watch out for. For the moment, that's all we have for you on Top Stories today. You can continue to watch all the coverage on YouTube as well. This is YouTube/NDTV, very simple to remember. So just log on and ensure that you are up to date with all the news even while being online.